Welcome back. I am Dr. Ruckus, and today we are playing Naya Humans in Ranked Standard. I had a lot of success with this deck today, and it was obvious that opponents have a really hard time navigating the hexproof, indestructible, and regenerative effects that this deck just has built into already good cards. So number one, we have Skrelv. Having played with this more, I'm pretty convinced this is a 4 of in every white aggro deck. Just the ability to come down early and chip away for damage, and then for free, for 0 mana and 2 life, you can then protect any of your key creatures later on, including Adelines, Peacekeepers, Cathars, Lana, Paragon, like all that. Makes life very difficult for your opponent. And additionally, it can also be used as a win con because you can make one of your creatures unblockable by something of that color. So 4 of every time. I played around with this versus the Initiate on turn 1. I think Skrelv was just better on turn 1. It's nice to think you can grow the Initiate, but getting this down early so that its summoning sickness wears off and you can just protect subsequent creatures is really powerful. So 4 of here, for sure. Then we have Melira, the Living Cure. I slotted out 2 copies of the Adversary for this, which I was pretty happy with. Adversary is better late game anyway, so you're okay to drop some of the quantities. And Melira is good for a number of reasons. Number one, a 2-mana 3/3 is just solid on its own, not just because it hits harder, but also because it survives cut down. It survives play with fire. Like, that stuff matters. That means both your Thalias and Melira on the play, if you put them down, well, obviously Thalia can't be targeted the turn it comes down because your opponent only has 1 mana available, so they can't pay the tax, and Melira also survives. So that's a big tempo advantage to have now. 6 cards plus the Benalias, when they come down, your opponent actually cannot just respond immediately and pick them off. That's big for racking up damage in your aggro deck. But then it has the poison counters thing, which is pretty cute. Maybe, we'll see how much poison is a thing. But the last ability is really where it's at. You can exile her at instant speed, choose another target creature or artifact, and when it's put into the graveyard this turn, you return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. This is, again, a nightmare for the opponent. Now you can give all your things hexproof at instant speed for 0 mana, and you can bring something back from the graveyard at instant speed for 0 mana. Your opponent is going to have a very tough time killing your key creatures, whatever that may be. And then, of course, the Benalia already can become indestructible and attack every turn and scry your lands at the bottom. So just, this is hard for your opponent to get through, for sure. Rest of the deck, pretty standard stuff. We got some Adelines in there, which hits hard. Brutal Cathar to take creatures, and is much better in this shell because you can protect it via numerous ways, so it no longer just dies to cut down immediately. Your opponent actually has to put in some work to get rid of this thing. 3 Halana and Elena's on top, which is always just very strong, and I like that 4th slot going to Sarah Paragon, especially if you can protect it easily, then the ability to just get all your cards back every turn is very sweet. So, lastly, we do have the fast lands in here as well, which makes the deck a little more consistent. And 1 Plaza of Heroes. If you needed any more protection, you can exile it for 3 mana, and then target legendary creature gains hexproof and indestructible. So, it's nasty. It's nasty for your opponent. Anyway, that's the deck. Enjoy the gameplay. Let's dive right in. On the draw, we have Skrelv into Thalia, or Melira, actually. But they are mono black thus far, so probably go Thalia here. Melira, coming in as a 3/3 means it survives cut down, which is kind of interesting. They play out the underdog instead. Okay, get our fast land down. Definitely going for the Thalia this turn. First strike is nice. Also keeps them off a lot of things they want to do, like Liliana. No attacks, end here. And we can even protect the Thalia via the Skrelv, which is good. Misery Shadow, okay. That's all for turn. Ooh, okay. We're getting close to that, but not quite there yet. Play out our 3rd land. I think we're just Brutal Catharing the Shadow here and getting in with Thalia. Be the first to hit. Still hold open the Skrelv to protect the Thalia. I think Thalia is going to be annoying for them. So we'll take the Shadow here. They can't cut down because Thalia taxes it. So we at least get to swing in for 2 free damage here. Okay, down to 18. End here. Blast Zone, interesting. Comes in with 1 counter. 3 mana, tap it. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters. Well, that's a way to get rid of the Skrelv. Swing for 3, no blocks by us. Okay. Down to 17. Top taking the red land would be huge, but that's a lot to ask for. It's another Skrelv. So I think this is a Guardian of New Benalia turn for us. We don't have any good attacks into the Shadow Pump. Unless we use the Skrelv now, which is maybe okay. I don't think that's necessary. I think if we give them the Benalia treatment here. They now have multiple layers of Indestructible and Hexproof to get through. No attacks into the Shadow Pump. Okay, so we just end here. But next turn, Benalia can get in every turn for damage, and then if we get Halana and Elena rolling, then it'll be interesting. So We'll see if they shoulder it. If they can't turn 5 Invoke Despair, we have a pretty wide board against that anyway. Okay, 2 attackers. They want to get in with the Shadow. We could block with a Benalia and drop off a creature, but everything in hand is okay. I think they want to blast in the Skrelv. So I think we just eat it this turn. We do need to be a little bit careful about our life total, though. Pump once. Okay. That's all, though. They want to use 4 mana for something else. Down to 14. I guess they want to blast zone, I still think. Transmogrant's Crown. Not what I expected to see here. Okay. And we pass to our turn. We hit another land. It's not red, so we can't play Halana and Elena. We still get in for a nice chunk of damage. Move to combat. You can get in there. You can enlist. And I think we just tap the Brutal Cathar. Hold back Skrelv still is okay. Initiate's not it. Land also is not it. This would let us deal with the crown, but I don't think that's our biggest issue right now. I think a red land to turn on Halana and Elena would be huge. Okay. Hit him decently hard here. They drop to 12. We can play out the 2 mana 3/3 and could even trade it off with the Shadow. As long as we keep scrying with the Benalia, we'll stop hitting lands. Could even play out backup Thalia to block, but I don't think that's necessary. Weird staring match. 14 to 12. 2 attackers. They don't attach the crown first. We have 10 damage on the crackback, but it's not lethal. And we'd have to top deck the Halana and Elena. So I think we just block here on the underdog. And eat up to 8 this turn. I think that's okay. Okay, to damage. We only take 2. They don't spend any of their mana doing anything else. Okay, Bankbuster. Can't block. That's okay. What's that last card? My turn. Okay. We hit the Secluded Courtyard to turn on Halana and Elena. That's absolutely huge right there. And we still have Skrelv. So that's extremely strong. Okay. 2 combats. Infernal Grasp You, of course we use this for protection. We can spend the 1 white, or we can play out backup Skrelv to block on the crackback. We don't have lethal this turn, so playing out a blocker is actually nice here. So let's use the life, I think. Okay, target you. Choose black. Resolve. Okay. 2 combat, we can take the Scry. Putting you on the Benalia is fine, maybe. You get in there, you can enlist, and Thalia can get in there, and then we can enlist the Cathar, get our free Scry off. Backup use, probably not necessary. Lifelinker is nice, we'll take that. Okay. When it drops to 4, and I think we play backup Skrelv here as a blocker in case they somehow can find a sneaky lethal. Yep. I wish to keep the untapped one. Alright, and here, looking okay. Okay. That's our last card in hand, 2 attackers. They threaten to swing for 9. We're happy to, Oh, this thing can't block. My bad. I mean, we're happy to throw this away then. They can take a draw with the Bankbuster. They can only power it up for 9 though, right? Is it even worth it? I mean, we have so much damage on the crackback. Yeah, this is fine. My bad. I forgot this guy can't block. All right. Okay, they pump enough to survive the first strike, but then they have to draw something amazing off the Bankbuster to get there. Okay. Halana and Elena down, but we're still presenting lethal here. They scoop. Yeah. Okay, this card is ridiculously strong. I forgot it can't block, but the ability to just chip in for damage early and then protect your stuff, like you could tell the opponent was just having a really tough time figuring out what to do against us. On the play, do we go Initiate or Skrelv on 1 is the question. We don't know what the opponent is playing. I think we're going to go for Initiate. We're going to be greedy for the damage. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what the better call is with no information. Tap land. Okay. Well, we'll just slam our 2-drop here. Hit him for 1 this turn. So if we played Skrull, this turn we could have done nothing and potentially protected the adversary. They hit their 2nd land drop. Do nothing. We hit the 3rd land drop, so we'll just play out Adeline here, and they'll probably pick off the adversary, and that's just how it is. Human. Adeline comes down before combat, so you get the extra 1/1 in there. Pick off the adversary, yep. So again, if we had Skrull there, then we could have protected the adversary for 0 mana and 2 life. Yeah, maybe that would have been better. I don't know. Corpse Appraiser. Always a joy to come up against. The old Grixis fanfare. Okay, bin 2 lands. We hit a fast land, which doesn't help here. So we're attacking without the Initiate, basically. We might as well get in with you, because we'll get a free one anyway. I don't think the Initiate gets in there. Yeah, let's just do it like this. Alright, down to 11. Play out our fast land, and I think we are just going to play out our whole board here. Here comes the adversary, and here comes Skrelv. Could have even potentially done that before combat to get a little more damage off the Adeline. Probably would not have changed how they blocked. Alright, 4th land. Is it Sheldred time? We can still make Adeline unblockable every turn via the Skrelv, so that is an issue for them. Do nothing. Okay. So it's definitely an Adeline turn. I think we can even get the Initiate in there. I think we're just pushing damage as aggressively as possible here. Okay, you. I think we even send the Initiate in there. Give him hell. Train up. Okay. They trade there. Okay. Point it down to 1. Sure, we can play out this land. Hold the Skrelv. They're going to have a tough time. Just double checking our mana, yeah. End here. Big score. Oh, they're trying to go over the top. So they need like a burn down the house here. I think that's their best bet. Yeah, if we had played those creatures before combat, we would have had enough damage to finish them off that turn. So we'll see if that bites us in the butt super hard. 7 damage. 7 mana. Galvanic Iteration. Copy Invoke Despair doesn't do it. What else you got? Is it burn down the house? It's got to be burned down the house. That does not do it. Okay. Resolve. Resolve. Yep. Sack a 1/1. They can draw as many cards as they want here, but the game is over. Sack a 1/1. Okay. And swing for lethal. Yep. Not going to read that guy's name, but he definitely got flushed that game. So, man, I think this is actually a mulligan. This is kind of okay, but the double Halana and Elena without any guarantee we cast them is a little bit tough, plus no 2-drop. So I think we mull this. This is significantly better, I think. We'll keep this. We kind of want to keep all the lands. We'll put back one of the Thalias. All right, on the draw against Prototype Musterman. Cruel Ramp? Oil Counter. Not entirely sure. Okay. Start with the plains. Move an oil counter. Or sorry, put an oil counter for tap it. Or move an oil counter and untap a land. Alright, so they're like oil rampy. Maybe they run the Luca Planeswalker. Alright, oil acquired. Sarah Paragon's interesting. We'll play you out. I think we'll keep them off of a Luca Planeswalker. So here comes Thalia. Third lands. Oil counter there. Oil counter there. Okay. And they have the cheap removal spell for Thalia. Fine. Okay, we'll play out our fast land here. Get the Malira down. This card looks pretty badass. I like her. Anyone who's got like a polearm weapon is just inherently a badass. Although maybe that's a spear. I don't know. Strangle again. Okay, no point in doing anything here, right? Another target creature. Yeah, we're good. Okay, but now we can play Sarah Paragon. If they're out of removal, they're about to eat some Eat some stuff. Point is all oiled up here. Sounds a little bit inappropriate, but you know that's not how I meant it. I think we drop the Paragon. Make them have a 4-mana removal spell in Gruul. That's pretty tough to find. And if they don't, play back Thalia and everything else. Maybe the Melira just to protect the Paragon. Manual tap on green to untap it again. So this might be a Nissa turn. A very large Nissa. So that's interesting. Yeah, I think we're about to see a 7-mana Nissa. Titan of Industry. Okay. Also tough for us to deal with. 5 life and Rhino. Well, we've got our work cut out for us for sure. Playing Melira and suiciding in the Paragon with the Aganjo seems pretty attractive to me. Okay, let's try it like that. I mean, we'll see if they even block. They certainly don't have to block. They do, though. All right, fine. Aganjo here. 4 damage. Auto pay. And then do I have to do this beforehand? This turn. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to target you. Okay. So Paragon dies, but then it comes back. Not too shabby. We can play a land from the graveyard, I guess, as well. So we'll go ahead and do that here. All right, we survived the first Titan. Let's see how many they can top deck from here. Attack all. I mean, that's got to be a lightning strike, right? I think we just eat that. Yeah, no blocks here. Nah. Nah, we're not falling for that. Loaded Contaminator. All right, opponent is not slowing down here. This is going to be non-trivial to recover, but we can go Thalia, Halana, and Elena this turn, which seems pretty reasonable. So here you come. And here you come. And Thalia with First Strike is pretty good. Do we even attack with the Paragon? It doesn't hold back much. Okay. Nobody's got Reach. Toxic Trample. Okay. 22 to 12. We have a 4/3 First Striker. They hit the next Strangle. All right. Well, we got the counters out of the deal. Let's see how hard they press the attack. Oh, no. Ah, a Braid as well. Okay, I think they got us then. I guess we could have put the counters on the Paragon, but it would have been a similar outcome. Because then we would have blocked with the Paragon, and then after combat, they would have removed it. So, yeah, I think Rampy Gruul taking us out of the game. Much respect for me. We play out the... Skrelv, and that's it. Okay, I'll give him a good game. Nicely done, opponent. You earned the win. I will scoop with much grace. On the play, probably one too many lands, but that's all right. Get our fast land down into the Hopeful Initiate. G Slimy. That's what I like to see. Jund tap land. We don't hit the 2-drop. Okay. Guess we can keep some options open here. And pop them for 1. See if we have to go turn 3 Adeline or if we have to keep them off with the Peacekeeper. Scrap Gorger. So that means they could Sheldred as soon as this turn, so I think the Peacekeeper is actually where we want to be. As fun as the Adeline is, because I can ramp via the Scrap Gorger. Oh, they have all the things. So if we don't take Strangle, they just use that for cheap and double spell anyway. How's their land situation? We actually only have 2 lands here. I think it basically has to be Strangle here. But they're fine. They're going to play whatever they want. Okay. No attacks. So now they can use 2 mana for Infernal Grasp, or maybe they just play out the Blood Tithe Harvester. Like, they have a pretty good hand against Peacekeeper. Okay, spend their turn, go for the throat there. And Strangle as well via the Scrap Gorger. Okay, so removal spell's gone. And we do have Adeline to follow up. Alana and Elena also. I guess she's a little better next turn, right? But if we hit one more land, we get to double spell, which is also very good. They can't Tyvar this turn. If they could, it'd be pretty sad, but it couldn't take out Halana and Elena. I think we get you down this turn and see if we can top deck the land and double spell next turn. Okay, they do hit their third land drop. Let's see if it's Tyvar time. Yep. What can they mill? So they do completely whiff. And so if you watched my video a couple days ago, this is why I said I don't think you need to run 4 of these, because turn 3, like if you don't have the perfect couple turns, oh, we hit the next land. Then it's actually not amazing on turn 3. It's much better on turn 5. Okay, so we'll play everything out here. To combat. I think we give the Adeline haste. We can send you face and send you here and still threaten to take out Tyvar this turn. And put the 1/1 here as well. Okay, so Tyvar's going down either way. They take their free block there. Yep. Okay, and then eat 6 off the Adeline, and the first Tyvar goes down. And here, Adeline's now big enough to survive a double Blood Token Harvester as well, which is kind of nice. Okay, take our Initiate, fine. Up to 2 oil. Tyvar comes back. Let's see if they can hit anything good this time. Still nothing down there to grab. Okay. Vraska, nope, they whiff again. Again, not as good early unless you have the perfect setup. And they scoop. Yeah, this is a perfect demonstration of... It's not maybe they only run 2 in the deck, but I'm just showing you that, yes, that card's good, but it has its place, and it's probably not a 4 of, because on turn 3, it's not always amazing. Like, you can see that, you know, if there's anything else there basically in that slot, they would have had a much better shot at stabilizing for the time being. All right, monologue over. Next game. On the play, either Initiate or Skrelv here. We'll definitely keep this. I guess we can go with the Skrelv. It could be nice to protect Cathar at some point. Not sure. Okay. Gruul, Kumano, to the face. Down to 19. We hit a fast land. And just swing in this turn. Don't need to hold open protection for the Initiate, I don't think. But we're on the move, on the play. So you have to give us a creature. Then we can Cathar it and maybe protect it with the Might. Evolving Adaptive. Comes in as a 2/2. Another Kumano to the face. Okay. We'll play you out on human here. And we will play out the Cathar. Just because we can. I don't know if we need to attack with the Might or not. Protecting the Cathar against Lightning Strike could be okay. But this deck really incentivizes playing creatures, right? If they're running Kumano and the Adaptive, how much space do they have for Lightning Strike? Alright, we're going to get in there. Put it down to 17. Third land, do they have removal? They do, alright, punish, it's okay. Swing for 2, they're not holding back any blockers. Okay, seems like they have more removal here. So, start here. We'll drop the Helana Elena before combat. I expect maybe they'll try to pick off the Initiate now, or Skrelv now. So we don't want to attack with Skrelv. So that means we're putting the counters on the Initiate, which is a little bit weird, but I think that's how it's supposed to be done. Because you definitely want to keep Helana and Elena alive through a Lightning Strike. Attack here, leave Skrelv back to protect Helana and Elena. I was definitely wrong in my initial assessment. They seem to have removal here. And I bet they have a Lightning Strike or something as well. Kami's Flare on you, no point in using it. Okay, down to 14. We keep the Helana and Elena, though. We do have a first striker out. So we hold back the board pretty well. Miglos is big. Initiate will be bigger at some point. Yep, no blocks. And we can Aganjo this turn. We can also play out Adeline, can't we? Because it reduces the cost down to 1. Okay. Land here. Just have to make sure we leave open double, or at least 1 white, which we do. Okay, put the counters here. This is a big turn for us. Swing here, here. And we also have a Ganja ready. Very nice. Trying to hold priority. Okay, they take the free block. That's all. We actually can still pick it off with a Ganjo, which is interesting. I think that's okay. Remove 1 Vigilance and Menace. Yeah, We'll take this guy out now. That's fine with me. This is nice, yeah. Maybe we could even gotten in with the Halana and Elena this turn. But they're down to 4. And we have the Vigilance Adeline back to block. So feeling pretty good. Threatening Raiju. Okay. That is some damage here, but I don't think they can sneak through lethal this turn. This can pick off artifacts or enchantments. Technically, it could pick off a Kumano. And they scoop, yeah. All right. Nicely done. I was wrong about the removal, but Halana and Elena managed to survive via the Skrelv turn, basically. On the play, Initiate Adversary. Looks fine to me. Get our fast land down. Initiate online. Master Fod. Okay, next fast land. Bop him for 1 here. No stick. Just play our 2-drop on time. And set up for an Adeline on turn 3 for the old classic mono white to the face trick. Opponent plays a 1-3. Okay, I mean, we could a Ganjo here, but I don't think that's the plan. Do we trade off the Adversary? I think that's actually okay. Human. And yeah, we'll give him the Adversary here. Allows us to grow the Initiate and keeps them off ramp. They have a big 4-drop. Okay, trade it is. Best they can do this coming turn is now a 3-drop, and we even have a Ganjo ready to go. Azusa. A little bit slow. Double Azusa. Okay. Okay. Well, they have a lot of land. We'll just get down another fast land here. Drop the Initiate before combat to grow the Adeline. And swing as hard as we can. Adeline making waves as usual. When it drops down to 6. They gain some life, though. Up to 12. Another Mishra's Foundry. Could block. 6 mana total. What can they give us here? Nissa. Let's go. I have not seen this card played yet. I am absolutely rooting for them. We can play you out before combat because it's still cheap. Unless we really want to play Adeline. I think this is okay. Are we even attacking down this thing? I don't think so, right? We're just going for lethal. I mean, they're going to trade with the Adeline, right? So maybe we just play the backup Adeline after combat. And we can even double spell with the Aganjo. Okay, if we're going to double spell with the Aganjo, we'll play Thalia beforehand. All right. Face is the place. Here we go. Train up the Initiate. Yep, everyone's going face. Just ignore the Nissa. Although it's very sweet they played her, and that's very exciting for me. Yep. Adeline's dead. They dropped to 1. So close. I mean, we almost shouldn't play out the Adeline, right? I guess they'll have some blockers. I don't know. In some cases, if you have guaranteed lethal, then, you know, you just don't play out the last card in case they can sweep, but I'm not even sure there is a sweeper in mono green. Scrap Gorger. Yeah, I don't think so. Autumn. 4 blockers. We have too many attackers. But very cool to see Nissa in action, for sure. That was a treat. And face is the place. Train, train. Up, face. Yeah. Yep, classic mono white. Hashtag no new cards. Although these fast lands are nice in Naya. Oh, they're actually going through the blocks here. Okay. No one's got lifelink, right? I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, but Nissa, so cool. I gotta play her one of these days. She looks fun. On the play, missing a 2-drop, but otherwise doing okay here. Start out on human. And Initiate on 1. Let's go. Boros. Alright, we actually hit the 2-drop. Very nice. Get the Guardian down. Swing with the Initiate, and we're ready to Brutal Cathar something on 3 if they give us a chance. End here. Boros Scrapwork Mutt. Okay. Just double checking we are in fact in the ranked queue. You don't see this card very often. We hold the Multiverse. Alright, that explains a little more. I could see that being somewhat useful. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll take this thing. And we can either scry here, or we can get the extra damage off the Initiate. So the scry is interesting because it allows us to potentially hit the Peacekeeper, which would destroy them. So I think I'm open to that, actually. So we sacrifice a little bit of damage. In favor of the scry. Okay. It's an okay scry. Put both these on the bottom. Hit him for a little bit of damage there, but we don't grow the initiate this turn. Alright. So they definitely could have removal here. We do flip to Night Side, which is quite nice. I think we play the Adeline this turn. Before combat. There was no stick there at all. Wow, okay. I think we'll then enlist you. Attack with you. Take the scry again. I think they had nothing there at all. Might is potentially good. Okay. Could protect someone against something. I don't know. When it drops to 8, we have a lot of damage. They did nothing that entire turn cycle. Turn 4, they could sweep, though. So we'll see. Nope. Scooperoonie. Alright, so I think we'll call it there. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider dropping a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.